EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for December 12th, 2019. We're going to have high pressure anchored over top of the region today. Very strong high pressure at that. So we're going to have cold temperatures, even colder than what we saw yesterday. But the saving grace here is we're not going to have hardly any wind, if any at all. So it's going to be very calm underneath that high pressure with sinking air. And we're going to remain cold today. Not a lot in the way of clouds today until we get to this evening. We'll start to see some high clouds start to filter in as this high pressure moves off to the east. It's going to establish itself in the Gulf of Maine, which is right about here. And then all of this mess down here is going to organize and turn into a coastal system that's going to bring us some rain on Friday night and or actually from as early as Friday afternoon, but more concentrated Friday night after midnight through at least midday here on Saturday. So this is going to set up in the Gulf of Maine, and because it's doing that, we're going to have a high pressure is going to allow the return flow around it to bring in a southeasterly wind component. That's going to get all the cold air out of the region. It is no longer going to be over here. In order to have cold air ahead of this system, you're going to need a high sitting right up here over southeastern Quebec, and that is not there. So all of this moving up in from the south is going to be allowed to come up here because of the return flow around the high pressure, and we're going to have a southeasterly wind, and that means milder temperatures. So we're going to start turning a bit milder here on Friday, and then we'll have the any mostly cloudy start will become completely overcast, and we could have a few showers working their way already in the afternoon. But more likely during the evening we'll have some scattered showers, just light at first, and light and intermittent. And then once we move through the night, here is Friday night, and here is Saturday, and you see that rain moving through the region with low pressure hugging the coastline. It's going to continue up in New England, so the heaviest rain should end in midday, and then it's going to taper to showers during the afternoon, and this should wrap up on Saturday evening and pull away. Sunday looked like there was going to be some trailing energy that might bring a shower. We're taking that out of the forecast now and just going with mostly cloudy skies to start and becoming partly cloudy or decreasing clouds here on Sunday. So it doesn't look like anything is going to happen here on Sunday, at least as of right now. So it looks like your main threat window is a few showers, maybe as early as late afternoon on Friday, but more likely during the evening, and that will become periods of rain overnight Saturday night. You can see that here on the NAM high-res future simulated radar. This is an extended range, but it shows what's going on with these light intermittent showers moving in as early as late afternoon and then becoming more numerous in the evening, and then we have the main batch of precipitation as this runs out of range coming in here around midnight or just after that. So this is going to be a steady rain. It might be a heavy rain too, enough that it looks like it's going to be alert worthy going into at least the first part of Saturday, and then tapering to showers here in the afternoon. Now this system here that's going to be exiting is going to be very important to what happens next, because there are solutions here that are showing a wintry side to this next storm coming in, and this would be Monday night into Tuesday. And here's a look at late Monday, and you can see the system moving from the Tennessee Valley, and it's going to move toward the Delmarva. Question is, does this cut or not? And there's different solutions showing it doing both. Okay, this particular model has snow to the north, ice in the middle, rain to the south, and it slides off the coast like that. Okay. Maybe any is a little bit of snow. So it has that as a wave that's a little bit further south, and that's the European model. If you take a look at the GFS, though, it's further north with it and actually cuts toward northwest. So it briefly starts as snow here, and then goes to a bit of ice, and then over to rain across the entire region. You can see that here. And that's because this system cuts up to the northwest. Why the differences? Well, that's all going to come down to the blocking. And here is our weekend system. We back this up to late Sunday night and early Monday morning. This is where our weekend system here this is looking at a higher level. This is up at 500 millibars at 18,000 feet, and this is where everything pattern-wise is located. So here is that system, and as I move forward in time, I want you to pay attention to this area right here, right in here, as I move this forward, because watch what happens as this moves eastward. It creates a cyclonic wave break across the North Atlantic, and this gets a little bit stronger. And look what happens. Look what develops right here, a negative NAO. Now, this is the European model here that I'm showing you, and that's why, because this is a little bit stronger than modeled previously and a little bit further west, there's a west-based negative NAO, that would help to keep this storm further south. So instead of coming up and cutting through the area like the GFS does, it keeps it south of our region, and if you're on the north side of that, you can get some wintry precipitation, or at least more of it. GFS does not have that block as strong, so therefore it cuts. We don't know what is correct yet. Okay, we don't know. And this is something that's we're going to have to pay attention to over the next couple of days to see how this, our weekend storm, eventually, the eventuality of that system in both strength and position will dictate if this negative NAO forms and how strong it is, and the placement of that, whether it's east-based or west-based or whatever. It looks like most models agree it's west-based, but the strength of this is going to determine the eventuality of the track of that system Monday night and Tuesday. So too early to call with that. I just wanted to point out exactly what we're looking for going in the next couple of days, and it's too early to really speculate on what could happen other than there is a wintry start on just about everything. It's just a matter of does it cut or does it stay south of the region, which would, in a south path like that, would keep us into more wintry for more of the area longer. Whether that's snow or ice is indeterminable at the moment, but you still have a more of a wintry side to deal with and a more impactful system if that's the case. If it cuts, you're going over to rain. Very simple concept, but we just don't have the answers to it yet because we don't know the position of where these features are going to be just at the moment. So we're going to take this kind of one day at a time and see where we're at. But this is nothing's really trending yet. We're still just showing different solutions in the longer range, and they really haven't have this figured out. So our local forecasts are going to show both a chance for a wintry mix on those days just because we don't have that ironed out just yet. But it does look like the system moves away later on Tuesday, and then would become partly cloudy and cold here on Wednesday in the wake of that system. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is our outlook for December 12th, 2019. Have a great Thursday.